It's Monday, 26th of April, which means that non-essential retail stores are officially reopened in Scotland. And that means bookstores are open again! Yeah! I finished work about 6 this morning and I came home and quickly got changed and went straight back out the door so that I could hit the stores before they got too crazy. I needed to nip into Primark to get some work trousers for my husband. And then I decided to saunter over to Waterstones. Primark was absolutely heaving, really crazy. Waterstones wasn't too bad. Well, it wasn't bad at all. It was lovely and peaceful and everything I hoped a bookshop would be, and is usually. So my plan for this next couple of days, sorry, my cat is just staring at me and now she's turned around. My plan for the next couple of days, as I'm on my days off from work again, I'm going to try and read, hopefully get up to the 30 books in 30 days. I think I've basically decided that I'm going to read quite a few graphic novels so that I'm going to hit the 30 book mark, and then any other books are an added bonus. I've decided that I'm going to stop reading The Unbroken because I'm not getting into it, and I'm sure I will love it when I eventually am in the mood for it, but it just isn't doing it for me right now. I am going to primarily be reading Lost in the Neverwoods as my kind of big chunky book. So you're probably wondering, what did I pick up at Waterstones? But more than I usually would at a bookstore, and I didn't go in intending to buy lots of books either. I kind of had a couple of ideas of things I'd like to pick up. I just missed browsing in a bookstore, and I didn't realise until I was in it just how much I missed it. I had to keep pausing and just kind of taking it all in. And it definitely is one of those things that I kind of took for granted and didn't realise quite how much I loved. So, time for the haul. The first book that I picked up is possibly a bit of an odd one. I picked it up for my husband because I felt bad buying all these things for me and not picking up something for him. I was going to try and pick up the next volume of One Piece that he needs, but they didn't have it. So I picked up The Shipping Forecast, which I'm not really sure what it is. I think it's a non-fiction just all about the shipping forecast, which is it's exactly what it says, but it's on in the middle of the night, and it's something he really enjoys and has told me about multiple times, so I thought I would pick it up. And now into the books that I got. So, first one is The Deathless Girls by Kieran Millwood Hargrave. It is a Waterstones exclusive, so it's got sprayed edges, and it just looks absolutely gorgeous. Look at those. Hello. I'm I feel like I've heard about it, but I don't really know much about it. But it kind of, I looked at it and went, oh, yeah, got to get that. I've got House of Hollow, which is a book that I've been interested by, but may not have picked up, except that it's a signed edition. And look at that pretty tip-in page. The next book I've got is A Girl on the Shore by Inio Asano. I apologise if I've just butchered that name. I will try and look it up for when I'm talking about this manga so that I don't butcher it next time. And then I've got When Life Gives You Mangoes, which is a book I'm pretty sure I've seen Gav talk about quite a lot, and I wanted to diversify my pile of books, so I added that. A Very Large Expanse of Sea, which I've heard just amazing things about, and I'm excited to read, basically. I picked up the Speak graphic novel. I've wanted to read Speak ever since I, learned that it existed. And then I saw that at first I didn't realise it was a graphic novel. But I saw that it said artwork by Emily Carroll. I was like, oh, that spoke to me. And then seeing that it was the graphic novel version, sorry, I'm clearly not getting my words out today. But it seemed like a sign that it was time for me to pick up this book. And the final book that I have heard literally only good things about is Amari and the Night Brothers. And it is signed, it's a limited signed edition, whatever that means. And it has sparkly silver sprayed edges. And I am very, very excited to read it. And it's even, I'm sure you've already seen the naked hardback, but it's even a beautiful naked hardback. So I'm very excited to read that as well. So this is my full haul of books that I picked up at Waterstones today, which honestly probably isn't that bad. And I do intend to read a lot of them very soon. I managed to get to about 3:30 p.m. before I just completely crashed, so had to go for a bit of a nap, which isn't the worst because I was doing night shift last night. It's now 9 something or other, maybe almost 10. So I think I'm just gonna read a bit of Lost in the Neverwoods. I did read The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina #2 before falling asleep. So that's another book ticked off. But I'm really, really enjoying Lost in the Neverwoods, which I don't know why it surprises me because it was one of my anticipated reads or excited books that I'm excited to read. But it's dark, but it's cute. It's a lot of fun. So I'm intrigued to see where it goes in the last 100 or so pages. And I definitely think I'm going to finish it before the end of the month because I do only have that 100 or so pages left. And it's really, really engaging as well, and quite a fast read, or it feels like a fast read. So, still in my pyjamas, hair's a mess. What's new with me? I have a few things that I need to get done today. Nothing particularly interesting. The Scottish elections are next week, so I desperately need to research who to vote for. Also, just a few bits and bobs around the house. I am down to my Halloween mask, so definitely need to put a wash on so that I actually have some clean masks for when I go out. And, all that fun adulty things. But I know I've been saying this for days, but I'd also like to finish Lost in the Neverwoods. I feel like the end's in sight, so if I can just sit down for maybe 2 hours, it doesn't feel like I have that long to go with it. But it's whether I have that chunk of time and whether I can feel awake. Because it's only 1, 2 now, but I'm feeling kind of tired already, which is not good. But I'm determined to keep going. Yeah, so read Lost in the Neverwoods. I also have an arc of a book called The Rose Kiss, which comes out on May 1st. So by the time this video goes up, it'll already be out. But anyway, I didn't realise it came out so soon, so I'd like to get that read as well. And then probably squeeze in a couple of comics or graphic novels. Try and get up to the 30 books for April. And then I've got a couple of days to get some longer books in, if I so decide. But that's kind of my plan for the day. Hopefully next time you see me, I'll actually have clean hair, although it may be damp, because who knows.
Told you to shut your damn mouth when you said you weren't good enough. Said you weren't worth my time. Boy, you couldn't stop crying. I told you to shut your damn mouth when you said you weren't strong enough. Didn't wanna bring me down.
It's a little bit after 12:30, maybe almost 1. Oh, no, it's not even 12:30. It's 12 now, and I've had one of those really amazingly productive mornings, where you get up fairly early or like quite promptly and you just get stuff done. So I've managed to put a laundry on, which to my shame was well overdue, and I should have put it on a couple of days ago, but it's finally on. It looks like it's okay weather today, so I can actually hang it outside as well. So that's pretty exciting. And I've also managed to upload all of the videos I filmed and edited yesterday, added the descriptions in, and edited thumbnails for them. So I just feel really on top of things. In addition, I read some more of the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina short graphic novels. And with those last few novels, I've actually made it to 30 in 30 days. Well, it depends on how you look at it. So these short graphic novels are listed individually on Storygraph, so that's a point in their favour. So I'm going to count graphic novels. I think graphic novels 100% should count. It's more that there's at least 2 books on the list of my 30 books that I started last month. Now they're currently penciled in so that I could replace them with a book that I started and finished in April, but I have finished 30 books this month, and it's not even the 30th. Like, it's the 28th, I think, so pretty close to the end of the month, but I managed to do it. I'm so happy, and I have every expectation of finishing Lost in the Neverwoods and The Rose Kiss before the end of the month. So even if I don't include books that were started prior to this month, I will make it to 30 books. And there's also a few books that I've got kicking around that I really fancy picking up. So again, I'm likely to go over the 30 books, which makes me so happy. By the time you're watching this, I've probably put up a video detailing all of the 30 books. So you will know before me, kind of, if I've actually successfully done this. But I'm just so excited and happy that I've managed to do this. And today is my day where I stay up all night, ready to flip to nights before work. So I've got hours and hours before I have to go to bed. I'm just feeling a lot happier. And considering I've not been... It's been a weird one with my mental health. Like, it's not like I've been feeling like actively depressed, but I've also very much been acting like when the depression's kicking my backside. I think I was at that tipping point, and today's a good day, so I'm happy. Sorry for the slightly odd angle. I just wanted to do a really quick update before the shortlist for the Women's Prize is announced. I'm pretty close to the end of Lost in the Neverwoods, and it's gotten sad, dark, harder hitting than I anticipated. So I would say anyone that's reading it really needs to make sure they check out the trigger warnings, content warnings, whatever you want to call them, prior to reading it. It's not my particular triggers, but they are pretty major triggers. I'm really impressed with what Thomas has done with this book, and it has taken me by surprise. But it is pretty sad, and I'm interested to see where the rest of the story goes, because there's maybe 40 pages at most left. So I've already recorded this update once already, but I managed to accidentally not save it somehow. So this is a quick update on my reading, because I need to grab the laundry from outside because it's feeling like it's going to get dark soon, and obviously the last thing I want to do is try and get my laundry in whilst it's dark. So I have finished Lost in the Neverwoods, and I really enjoyed it. I wouldn't say it's a 5-star read, but that's largely because I found it quite slow in places, and there was a few things that I didn't like initially, but then when I understood why they were the way that they were, it made sense. Unfortunately, I can't go into any more detail about that because unfortunately it is a little bit on the spoilery side. But I think it's a book that has a potential to be a 5-star on reread when you kind of understand things a bit better, because it is really well done. It gets really quite emotional, and again, just to reiterate, if you do have any triggers, please look into the content warnings for this book, because it's heavy in places. And it got me crying. Like, it only is for the last 100 pages of the book, but obviously you're not going to just read the first 270 pages. So be aware before going in that there is some triggering stuff in there, or potentially triggering. And I think that's me. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the rest of my evening, but we'll see. I didn't manage to record an update yesterday as I managed to sleep through my alarm before work, but I can't remember if I said, but I finished Lost in the Neverwoods, and I also finished what is available of The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. Annoyingly, it seems to have stopped being released mid-arc, so I may never know what happens to Sabrina and Harvey. My Fairy Loot box also arrived, so I managed to do a quick unboxing, and now I just need to do the thumbnail and try and finish the Rose Kiss before the end of today, which could be interesting. I'm happy to report that I did manage to finish the Rose Kiss today, which means I finished it this month. Yay! And now I think I'm gonna pick out my May reads and start my TBR a little bit early. I'm pretty happy that it's the 1st of May and I've already finished a book and I'm well on the way to finishing another. The first book that I have finished is Speak by Laurie Halsey Anderson, and it is the graphic novel illustrated by Emily Carroll. It was absolutely fantastic. I loved it and it was so beautifully done. I'll admit that I probably wouldn't have picked it up if I'd realised what it was about. But I'm glad that I did because I really appreciated everything I was saying. And the artwork is just absolutely fantastic. As I was reading it, I was a little bit nervous because at that point I'd realised what it was about, and being a graphic novel, what's it gonna do with this? But it covered it very, very sensitively. And then I started When Life Gives You Mangoes. I'm about 50 pages in and it's only a 224 page book, so I'm expecting that I potentially am going to finish this before I come home from work tomorrow. And the last little thing I want to update you on is that my copy of Heartstopper Volume 1 arrived today. I was going to buy it on Kindle because I kept seeing that it was 99p, and then when I finally went to buy it, it had gone up to $2.99, and I was already swithering between whether to get the digital or physical, and I think it was only about $5 to get this volume because it's like slightly damaged on the back, but that's fine. I'm pretty happy with that, and I think I might take that with me tonight as well in case I finish When Life Gives You Mangoes pretty quickly. And now I'm off to get some tea because I'm hungry. That's me just in from work. It was a crazy night, so I'm looking forward to getting to bed, but I'm gonna make some food in advance in case I oversleep, and I want to finish reading When Life Gives You Mangoes, which I'm really, really enjoying. And there's been a couple of moments where I've had a bit of a tear in my eye. And it was a great recommendation, actually. I am feeling a bit of FOMO this weekend because I know that Jade over at JJ Ray Reads is kind of running a spontaneous 48-hour readathon, which obviously I'm working this weekend, so I can't participate in. But I feel like I'm not going to feel too sad if I manage to actually finish 3 books this weekend, despite the fact that I am working. I don't know if I will get onto a third one and finish it, but I definitely will have finished 2, which is pretty good going, I'd say. Well, I did manage to oversleep, but not as bad as last Sunday. So I'm glad that I made some food in advance. Because this time I can actually have more than 2 slices of toast before work. Anyway, time to wrap up this video. I feel like I've had a fairly good reading week. I've read a lot of graphic novels, comics, that kind of thing. But I've also finished Lost in the Netherwoods, The Rose Kiss, Speak, the graphic novel, and When Life Gives You Mangoes. And that's in addition to 7 editions of The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina and a strange thing that I found on Amazon this morning called Heron in the Belly of the Beast. I don't know what to make of it. It's strangely compelling though. So all in all, at this point, that brings my total number of books, as I choose to count them, to 12 for this week, which I think is pretty good. And now I need to try and edit this and get this uploaded before I go to work. So, wish me luck. And until next time, bye!